So you're no longer a Christian, but you still believe in God?
I worship the creator. I don't worship any of the gods
A
in
creator would be defined as a God.
any oh, okay. Sorry, I guess my opinion doesn't my perspective has no bearing in
No, it,
reality.
it does. You're fine. I mean, just saying, like, uh, definitionally.
Okay, well, here's a perspective. I mean, definitions can change depending on
Of course.
definitions only mean anything by the people using the words. So the creator of the universe is the origin of all motion, all life, all consciousness, all energy, all substance. God or gods or goddesses, all the different beings of the pantheons are lower lower local beings that have played a part in human society and religion, but are not the creator. That's how I define the different aspects of beings above us.
So you believe in multiple gods, but you worship the creator. And I guess a question, do you believe the creator to be like, I forgot the exact terms, whether it's pantheistic or pantheism. Do you believe that God is a universe or God created the universe, but he is then separate from it?
The universe is part of the fabric of the creator's body.
So God is the universe. Okay.
Yeah.
And
We are an extension of the creator.
I guess the question is, why do you believe this? Because, for an example, there's an equal chance of what you're saying being true as, for example, we could just be in some alien dude's computer in his mom's basement in just some simulation that he made up, and he's Superman, and you want to know. There's an equal chance of that happening compared to a god.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So why do you
I
believe what
mean,
you
I
believe?
it's a choice to believe what I believe. I mean, I think we can choose to. Um, I've heard that we can't choose what we believe, but what I believe, I choose to believe. I think the reason why I choose to believe it is because for the moment it makes sense to me and it improves my inner quality of life and my quality of life with the people around me. And changing my belief to the second scenario, I'm not sure if that would improve anything. So yeah, I
You
choose
know
to
what?
believe this
I
way.
love you. You're the best kind of people who are into religion because most of the time it's just a bunch of fear mongering, or like, oh, I believe this, or bad things are gonna happen, or this and this and this. While you have like monks or whatever, they just believe in their religion because it improves their quality of life, just like you were doing that. You're perfect. Good job.
Well, I appreciate that. I can't take credit for any of these ideas, but yeah, I appreciate that. One thing I have found since leaving Christianity, well, first off, faithism really isn't a religion. It's more of sort of a system of
It's forced, in my
exist.
opinion.
It's what?
It's forced, in my opinion, at least according to the Christian Bible.
What's forced?
Worship.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, from a Christian perspective, I suppose faithism is more of a faith. It's more like a philosophy. It's more like just a way of existing, sort
Hmm.
of more of what's the right way of saying it? It's it's a way to walk through this world that creates harmony and love within yourself, and then you're able to share that with others in a more practical way,
Yeah.
without the fear, without the guilt, and without the shame.
Honestly, that's great. I
I
don't.
It has improved my life, my relationships tremendously, and all of the concepts come from this book of Owaspy. But the concepts are found outside of the book of Owaspy. It's just that that's where the term faithist comes from, and that's why I use the book as an example.
Yeah, you're great. You're great. I don't really care what anyone believes in as long as they don't fearmonger or force it onto other people or this and that, all the bad stuff. Like I'm curious. So, what made you leave Christianity, and did you like grow up into it, or did you become it like somewhere throughout your life?
I was born into it. I was born into um, Seventh Day Adventist, which is kind of some people call it a cult, which I can't argue with that. But Adventists say that they are part of the Protestant, family of Christian churches. But yeah, so the reason why I left was because a couple of reasons. One, I realized I didn't need it anymore, and it was limiting my growth. And I realized that the way Christians interpret the Bible, the good and the bad parts of the Bible, it all is it's all agenda based. It's based on controlling people and yeah, fear mongering, like you brought up. And no Christian that I know actually knows what the Bible is trying to say, but they know what the church
Yeah.
is trying
Well,
is actually about.
yeah. Are you
So
there? You cut out for a
I
second.
I have no issue with the teachings of Jesus, but I have an issue with the churches that butcher his words.
I don't also I kind of disagree with that because there is a lot of bad stuff in the Bible that has been done by God himself or
Oh
by
yeah,
the angels. Like for example,
I totally agree with you.
yeah, like like Christians are a little they're like the most toxic people I've ever met. Like I was talking to one yesterday because they're asking why don't you follow Bible? And I'm like, and they're like, oh well, God is sovereign. If he wants to go kill children and unalive them and like whip and beat people, he can do that because he made you, so you're basically his pet or whatever. Like they're completely insane. But
Yeah, that's why as a faithist we refuse to bind ourselves to any of the gods of the Bible or any of the other gods because they're not perfect beings, obviously.
true.
Assuming that they're real at all. I mean, it could be just figments of, our imagination going back to caveman days. But, whether they're real or not, I'm not going to live my life by their teachings, that's for sure. And I don't believe Jesus was a divine being more than you or I, but his teachings lead us to a better life, loving each
Yeah.
other, being content, beautiful, beautiful stuff. I mean, an exception to a glaring exception is his teachings in and amongst the muck of the Bible.
I'm not really religious at all. Like I guess like the only thing that I might be slightly religious on is like because it's the way it's impacted my life and improve it, kind of like the way you said, is like manifesting stuff, like asking like the universe or this and that, just allowing it to come in your life, whatever. Surprisingly, that is something I have seen greatly improve my life for some reason. I'm not really religious, but that is like the only sign of any religion on earth that I've ever seen being like ET tiny bit successful, if that makes sense.
Well, I think it's important to distinguish between a religion, which is organized and hierarchical and designed to control the masses, and just our human experience. Our human experience, whether it's based in reality or not, we are seeking higher purpose, higher meaning within ourselves and within the universe. Our whole existence has been, whether there is, a divine creator or not, we're seeking it, and that's just spirituality. It has nothing to do with religion.
Yeah, I misspoke. My bad.
Oh, that's okay. To me, I think it's really important to be clear because, like,
It is.
faithism isn't a religion at all. It's definitely more of a spiritual path.
Yeah.
But cool. So, where have you found, share with me some wisdom that has improved your life and where have you found it? That's what I like to ask people.
I guess I'll even go back. I'll give you two examples. I'll go back to the Christian Bible. So when I was and throughout my entire life, went to all the churches with my family because they took me there. I hated being there, didn't like it, anything. But
Yeah.
we moved to this one town and we went to this one church, and I don't know why, but like it was nothing like any of the other churches I ever went to. For some reason, I like started really believing in God. I enjoyed going there, this and that, and doing that like improved my life. Kind of like when I was in like middle school, there's like a time when I mean a lot of people hate therapy, but I think it's good. Like when I was in middle school, that was like the most stressful time of my life was throughout my school day. And I just got to leave for like half an hour or something, just like take a break, eat Subway, just go to my like play like a board game with my therapy guy, and then like my life just improved like tenfold. So going to that church did help a lot. And then I kind of left the religion because I went to a Christian boarding school, and the people
Yeah,
who
me
worked
too.
at the school, they told me to on live, you know, and then that wasn't very fun. So, and then after I started researching about the Bible and about all the bad stuff, I kind of left it.
Yeah.
And my mom is like, and my grandma, I guess, they're kind of like really into like spiritual stuff, like crystals, manifestation, and all that, and telling me to do it. I kind of went along with it to see, and that all, I'm not like, I don't know why, I don't really like believe in it or like feel a need to do it. But when I have done that, that is like another time I've seen my life improve. Like even if it's physical injuries or like physical stuff I want or like even mental, it just
Hmm.
improved my life, which is nice. And it's
Yeah.
kind of weird saying that because I'm saying it improved my life, but I still have zero desire to like try to continue doing it to see if it improves my life more.
I totally get that. I love meditating, and it causes me to have a higher quality of thoughts and attitudes, but I don't do it as much as I should. Like, I know it's a good thing to do, and I just don't do it.
I'm I'm a
So I totally get it.
I'm a little weird when it comes to that. I don't know if you can tell, like I'm kind of like out of breath because I'm like the most bipolar person you ever meet on the planet. I'll either be like sleeping 14 hours or I'll be like awake, the most jittery person, like energetic person you'll ever see in your life, which is why I sound like out of breath. Probably should stop walking around. But yeah, so I sitting and like doing something like that would probably be impossible for me.
Maybe. I mean, it's a skill. Like, meditating for 30 seconds can be an eternity. And sometimes I've meditated for an hour and a half and it felt like 15 minutes. So,
I guess
I
I
don't think I don't think anybody naturally is a good meditator. I think it is like a muscle that you have to work at. No matter where you're starting from, whatever your capability is, it's not something that just is automatic.
I guess I have a question about meditating. So I've never actually ever spoke to anyone who like doesn't. They never give me like any details about it. It's like because I know meditating isn't as simple as just you just go sit down and like close your eyes and like meditate or whatever. Because it's like for example like monks, they do much more than that. I know there's much more that goes into meditating. So do you like I'm kind of interested like since you said you do it like what's like I don't understand it.
Well, okay, there's two things you could start out as a beginner. Um, there's this exercise called chasing your breath, and what you do is you inhale and exhale, and that's one. That's one. And then you inhale and exhale, and that's two. And you just do that until you get to 20. And that's the exercise. But the thing is, if you lose track of where you're at, you just start over. And if you can't make it to 20, because you'll be surprised how easy it is to lose track of the count, you just start over and you try again. And just doing that, you don't worry about what you're thinking about, which is the other point. Some people have this idea where you're trying to have a place of no thought at all, like devoid of thought, devoid of distraction. When thoughts come in that are distraction from your counting, you know, so when you have thoughts that come into your mind that distract you from your counting, you don't try and get rid of the thoughts. You just basically allow your awareness to be aware of the thoughts and continue on with the exercise. And that's the simplest way of meditating. There's plenty of other techniques, but that's like a really good place to start.
I'm sorry, my echo cut out like half of what you said. So let me try to summarize it. So basically, you sit there and you try to like count up in numbers onto your head and not think of anything else. And if you mess up, then you restart.
Um, yeah, basically. But every time you inhale and exhale is one. So
Mm-hmm.
it's in and out is one, and you go up to 20. But you're not trying to not think of anything because that's impossible.
I disagree.
Well, there's layers of thought. Um, But the when you're doing the exercise, if you get a thought that is actively trying to distract you, like a rabbit trail, you don't necessarily try and get rid of it, because the more you try and get rid of it, the more it, like you, the more, wherever you put your attention is where the power goes. Anyways, you just are aware of your thoughts, let them be there and let them go away. You don't try and get rid of them.
So I guess my next question is, what would basically be the whole purpose of meditating? Basically, like letting your thoughts drift away, or like,
Well, from a hormonal stress biological level, it's very good. It lowers your stress and allows your body to just be in a state of rest. From a mental standpoint, um, if you choose to fight the thoughts and you choose to go down the path of frustration, then you're being counterproductive. But if you just allow the thoughts to come and go, and you do get sort of that into a peaceful state, you could very well notice that your mind carries over when you stop meditating to being more calm and more peaceful.
okay, that makes sense. I can definitely see a use for it. Now, I don't know if I'll do it. I'm gonna be completely honest, but I can definitely see the good it can do.
Well, it's so weird because it's like the easiest thing in the world to do. You just
Yeah.
basically are doing nothing, and yet that seems like the biggest thing to do. Like, what? Why?
I guess I'm a little weird because I kind of meditate with air quotations. Like I space out a lot, and I kind of just sit there and like do nothing. I'll have like zero thoughts in my brain, just like sitting there, kind of like relaxing, I guess, and like literally doing nothing.
Oh yeah,
So
that totally counts. I mean, to me, zoning out, daydreaming, or just being a blank slate is, I love it. Like, my wife doesn't love it because she'll start talking to me and it takes me like 10 seconds to figure out that she's talking to me. But, I love that sort of state of, it could be a blank slate, or you could be, totally enamored with a mental image or a thought or whatever, and you're just totally zoned out.
uh,
Well, anyway, my lunch break is just about over, but I really, really have appreciated this conversation. I'm really glad that you jumped up and wanted to talk.
I'm glad people like you exist. They're great.
Well, hey, listen, follow me and I'll follow you back, and maybe we can, touch base, some other time too.
Well, I hope you have a nice day.
Awesome. Yeah, you too. All right.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.